So I'm here in Leicester Square. The Odeon odiously above my head. I'm going to point over to the clock over there. Where is it? There it is. It's about 3 o'clock. 3:10. I'm on my break. I spend it here with the pigeons. It's been raining. It's a horrible day. But I haven't done a video for so long. I thought, God, I better do a video. So here I am. I wanted to talk briefly about what I've been seeing in London today, as I was down near St James's Palace earlier on, which if you've seen some of my films, you may have seen that place before. There was a protest, not from any kind of ordinary individuals, but from those who were pro-invasion of Syria. I don't know whether you knew or not, but in the last couple of days we've had G8, some of the foreign ministers from the governments of some of the countries in Europe, also Russia. They've been here. They've been arriving in military transport vehicles, massive, scary, terrifying helicopters, and of course this is the way that politicians are protected from so-called terrorists. I mean, people like me. Apparently we want to hurt them, so they need to be in helicopters and armoured vehicles and MP5 machine rifles. And I thought it was quite apt that I would sit in front of the cinema and I would have Oblivion behind me, the new Tom Cruise movie, because it seems, if you look at Tom Cruise in that thing, this is terrifyingly difficult doing this, but there's Tom Cruise. He's enjoying, basically, it's a celebration of destruction. Now the G8, which is happening in central London today and yesterday, is basically lots of politicians not worth their money getting together, trying to discuss what's happening with Syria and North Korea. This whole thing, of course, happening with North Korea is just a sideshow. This large child who is now in control of North Korea, throwing his toys out of the pram because he can't feed his own people, is being used by the Western propagandists with their media machine to distract us from the fact that an important decision is about to be made about how the West is interacting with Syria, and they're trying to push through, especially in the European Union, a law that says that it is lawful to arm the so-called terrorists. Now, well, they don't call them terrorists, they call them freedom fighters, but I watched the BBC 10 o'clock news last night, and for about 20 seconds, I'll try and show it, for about 20 seconds, they mentioned that those fighting Assad in Syria have now made an allegiance with Al-Qaeda, and they showed these guys with the black flags and black wrappings around their faces, which was a little bit terrifying and a bit weird. In the middle of the 10 o'clock news, just this tiny sort of 10-15 second segment. I'll try and show it.
The leader of one of the Syrian groups fighting against President Assad has pledged allegiance to Al-Qaeda. The announcement posted on the internet by Mohammed al-Golani of the Nusra Front is seen as a challenge for Western leaders who've been backing the opposition forces in Syria.
It seems the only protests we get in central London nowadays, down in Parliament Square outside the Commonwealth Office and next to St James's Palace, the only protests we get nowadays are these people who are saying, you must invade Syria, you must invade Iran. These are the only people that seem to be able to have a voice in protesting in central London nowadays, people who are pro-invasion. And to be honest, it makes me want to puke. It makes me want to go down there and say, shame on all of you people asking NATO to bomb your country. What the WTF is basically what I want to say to them. Leicester Square, lovely at the moment. I don't know if you can hear it. They're digging up. There's a massive, there's a river running down the centre of Leicester Square. They're digging it up. They burst a water main. I can see in the distance. Let's see if you can see this. Look, this is the joy of working in Leicester Square. Let's see if you can see this. What it says on that cinema over there: Harry Potter Marathon, April the 13th and 14th. That's the sort of thing that people are enjoying here in Leicester Square. Leicester Square is a denial of reality. It is a place where, surrounding us, I can see Jack the Giant Slayer. I can see all things to all men. I can see lots of pictures of guns. G.I. Joe. Retaliation, of course, yeah. Retaliation. That's a good moral trait for everybody to have. Look, there's Bruce Willis, one of the most famous faces in the entire planet, saying that we should retaliate. Against whom? Brucey? Against whom? Well, our so-called Foreign Secretary William Hague is going to be making a speech later on. It's currently 3:15, and if I can get hold of it, I will have a look at it on the end of this video. Let's see what he has to say about what the West is going to do in Syria.
Really good of you. And we'll just let the car go away and really good enjoyment of it again.